Today we're talking family traditions and I'm showing you my latest Christmas table decor. So keep watching. Welcome to This and That with Denise Jordan. I teach women how to make wise home health and beauty decisions so there's less chaos in their homes, they lead healthier lives, and they feel beautiful from the inside out. And today I have the pleasure of joining a collaboration with a group of women that I have been admiring from afar. And I want to thank Kimberly from Diva Designing on a Dime for allowing me the chance to participate. I am so excited to be participating with all of you ladies. I just can't say that enough. So again, thank you for allowing me to participate. So we're supposed to share just a little bit about a family tradition, and then I'll show you my table design. When it comes to Christmas traditions, an enduring one is fruit salad. From my earliest memory, I remember celebrating Christmas and Thanksgiving at my Grandma Dixie's house, and fruit salad was always on the menu. It's like one of those family recipes that has been passed down through the generations, and we always have it at Christmas and Thanksgiving, and those are the only two times that we make it. And to tell you something kind of interesting, my son took his senior year in England, and they were having a carry-in over the Christmas holiday for the kids that couldn't go home. And one of the Asian girls, I think she was from like Malaysia or somewhere like that, brought a dish that was almost identical to the fruit salad that we always made. It was amazing to him. And it just goes to show that we are not as different as some of us seem to think. But fruit salad is one of those continuing traditions that we have in our family. And it's a dish made of carnation milk and apples and pineapple and bananas, nuts and some other things. But it is just simply amazing. I remember when I was a little girl, I ate so much that I made myself sick. I do love me some fruit salad. Something else that comes to mind is that when I was a little girl, I remember the adults always ate in the dining room, and they got to eat on the good china, and the kids ate in another room. And I couldn't wait to grow up and be able to eat on the good china. Now I have good china of my own, and I don't use it often enough. I think I should probably change that. But when we have really large gatherings now, nobody wants to hand wash good china. So there's that. Another thing that we do is that on the Jordan side of the family, we always get together on Christmas Eve and celebrate and exchange gifts at that time. This was pretty new to me because my family, the Stewart side, always got together on Christmas Day. But the Jordan side always got together on Christmas Eve. So when I started dating my husband, we were seniors in high school. I went with him to his house, and then we left his house and went to his grandmother's and met with his family on Christmas Eve. And 47 years later, we are still continuing that same tradition, only now our daughter and my nieces are organizing the Christmas Eve celebration for the Jordan side of the family. And probably the last tradition that I want to mention is the tradition of the Christmas wassail. I started the tradition of making a wassail bowl at Christmas time. So for the past 20 years or more, we've had a wassail bowl at Christmas. And wassail is a medieval English drink, and I learned about it through probably the Christmas Story, something to do with Charles Dickens and the kind of things that they ate or drank during that time. And I made a wassail bowl one year, and my family loved it. And it is a drink of hot apple cider with pineapple juice and some other juices and spices, and it makes for a wonderful, wonderful drink. And not only does my family love it, but everybody else that comes to visit loves it. My husband has two brothers that like, Denise, are you going to make that juice for Christmas? And yes, well, I'm going to make the wassail bowl for Christmas. He can never remember wassail. He always calls it that juice, but I know what he's talking about. So we always have a wassail bowl, and it is so nice. And even with my younger granddaughters, when guests come to the house, I teach them how to offer a cup of wassail to the guests. And the guests will be like, oh, what? And I just say, it's a hot apple cider punch. And then the guests are okay. And overall, the underlying theme for Christmas is to celebrate the birth of Christ, to rejoice, and for families to come together and connect. Like so many families, our children live in different parts of the country. We have one child here in the city where we now live, but the other two live in different states. So often Christmas is that one time of the year that we may all get the opportunity to be together. So enough chatter. Let's take a look at my table design, and I'll show you how I also styled my china cabinet. This is my Christmas tablescape. And I am really pleased with what I came up with. I was really going for a natural look. I wanted to bring in nature. And I feel like I did that with the pine cones and then the flocked greenery. I picked these napkin rings up at Pier 1. They were $4.99 and I got them on sale at 20% off, so they were about $3.99 when I got them. The napkins also came from Pier 1. And then these plates here came from the Target Bullseye Spot. They came in, you got two in a set for $3. These plates I picked up from Tuesday Morning. They were $3.99 each, and I had bought them earlier in the year for a spring tablescape, but they worked out perfectly for this design. And then these beautiful chargers here I also picked up at Pier 1. I picked these up at Valentine's Day, and they just really worked out well for Christmas too. And I picked these goblets up at Pier 1 as well. These crystal water glasses I got thrifting. I picked them up at the Dove's Nest thrift shop. I think I got like a set of 8 for about $12. And this little china mug here is a gift from my youngest son. He took his senior year abroad at Essex University in England and had the opportunity to go to Herod's Knightsbridge in London and brought that back from me. And brought that back for me, I should say. And the garland I picked up from Hobby Lobby. I really feel like the garland complemented the napkin rings. And here's my china cabinet. This is the first year I've styled my china cabinet, and I don't know why. And when you take a look at these two pieces, this lantern with the reindeer on it, as well as this gold reindeer, I never quite knew how to display them. I just always felt they were never displayed just right. And when I got the idea to put them up there with some greenery, I thought it was perfect. But I really like the way this just adds some elements to the dining room, and it also complements the reds and golds on the table. So I'm really pleased with that. When you look in the china cabinet itself, you see my china, which is white with platinum rim around it, and I just added some few floral picks with the red Christmas balls on them just to kind of pop a little bit. And then down here, I've got a couple nutcrackers on each end and to balance it out. And then inside, I have some Spode china dessert plates. I picked these up at TJ Maxx for $3.99. They were like $26, and at $3.99 I just couldn't refuse them. So I picked up a set of 6 of those. And then down here I've got 2 more nutcrackers. These came from Hobby Lobby. And then on each end of those I've got 2 champagne flutes, and there's just a red floral ball on top of the champagne flutes with some Christmas ornaments in some crystal goblets, just to kind of keep the color scheme going. Just to tell you a little bit more about my family tradition, that little pink and white tea set that you see there belonged to my great-grandmother, and my mom gave it to me, and I had taken it to use at a sorority tea one day, and when I brought it home and I set it on the table, it wasn't sitting properly and it fell over and broke. I was horrified, and my husband felt so badly for me. He glued it back together, so you can't even tell that it had been damaged, but that was something that was definitely irreplaceable. So I was so glad to be able to get that piece back together, and then I can still use it. Now I don't put tea in it anymore, but I can put it on display. Well, there you have it. You've got the opportunity to see my Christmas tablescape, and also how I styled my dining room, which included my china cabinet. And let me once again thank Kimberly from Diva Designing on a Dime for bringing this Family Traditions and Christmas Tablescape Challenge to all of us, and for allowing me to participate. And I will link below the playlist with the other ladies so that you can see some of the amazing work that Kimberly, Diva Designing on a Dime, the Frugal Nista, and others have done.